Today I fucked up by getting a metal bar shoved up my ass. The title might be an over-exaggeration, but I swear it happened. I was minding my own business, taking a bath, relaxing, enjoying the day, when I realized I forgot something outside of the tub that I needed to grab. So, I got myself up out of the tub, grabbed what I needed, and prepared myself to lower myself back in. That's where the fuck up happens. The bottom of the tub must have been slippery from the soap I used, because my right foot went swoop. And down I went. Now for context, my bathtub has a metal bar on the outside of the tub going horizontally to the front and back. So me, being buck-ass naked, fell right onto this metal bar. My cheeks spread right onto it. Bam! Took the breath right out of me. I was shocked for a whole minute. I slid off the metal bar and right back into the tub. My ass was in shambles. I have a huge bruise on my buttocks that is complemented by a bump I can feel when I sit down. My bum will never be the same. Too long did not read. Fell into my bathtub that has a horizontal metal bar. Cheeks spread right onto it, huge bruise with a large bump came from it. On a similar note, how would you get a small cylinder, 5.1 inches length, 4.5 inches girth, unstuck from a mini M&M's tube filled with butter and microwaved mashed banana? Yeah, we know what you did, lil bro. Just like that one guy who slipped and fell, then a shawarma accidentally fell into his mouth with extra tahini along with a slice of apple and around 3 liters of water. I had a friend that worked in an Your story is a story told all around the world in hospitals. That's one of the #1 accidents worldwide. Take a shower, forget something, slip, that random object is a butt plug now. She once had a guy with scissors in his penis. I don't know how this works in English because it was more of a scissor. Because it was opened and he only put half of it in there. So at least one side of the blade was scratchy. She and her colleagues were discussing which shower story would explain that. Doc. Sue, how did that get in there? Guy. I put it there. Doc. Why? Guy. I like the feeling of it. They had mad respect for that guy. Because he was the first to just state the obvious. I love how everyone is reading this and completely not understanding that the bar did not actually go up your ass. Although your phrasing is a little confusing. Guy's op is saying the bar went between their ass cheeks. Horizontally. It hit the asshole because it was narrow enough to go between the cheeks. They didn't literally get shafted, lol. 1,000,000 to 1 shot, doc, 1,000,000 to 1. Be careful, you can develop a polynoidal spelling cyst from landing like that. I'd keep an eye on it. Today I fucked up by using my iPhone as a hammer. The police were not amused. So, maybe not my brightest hour. I just wanted to get a nail out of the drywall and it would not budge. I had the idea if I could knock it in, maybe that would loosen it and it would come out easier. Too lazy to walk a flight of steps, I thought. I'll just use my phone to tap it in. The good news is that it worked. The nail went in, I grabbed it with my fingernails, got a good grip and it came all the way out. Wahoo! The bad news is that it apparently triggered the accident setting on the phone and called 911. I would have thought it would have made a sound while doing that, but it didn't. I guess I did not hear the 911 operator answering. About 10 minutes later, the police are knocking on the front door. 2 cruisers in the driveway and an EMT ambulance pulling up. They were on alert as they thought it might be a kidnapped, domestic violence issue. After we all figured out what happened, we had a good laugh, not. If it happens again, I will find and maybe charge. Lesson. Don't use your phone as a hammer. Should have been obvious. Too long did not read. Used by iPhone for very light hammer work. Set of the accident trigger, police, ambulance show up. Police not amused. How does banging your phone alert emergency services? When our daughter was 3, they learned about 911 at preschool. Guess what she did when she got home? If you guessed, call 911 and ask them to send the police over after dinner. You guessed correctly. The officer was very nice and thought it was pretty funny. I discovered this was a thing last weekend. Took my motorcycle for a little unplanned slide. Limped it home only to find like 7 missed calls from the police on my phone when I grabbed it from my jacket. Narc. This is such a load of horseshit. When crash detection is activated on an iPhone, it doesn't just measure a bump, like if you used your phone as a hammer. We can debunk your post with just that. However, when crash detection is activated on an iPhone, it makes so much fucking noise you cannot miss it. Think almost Amber Alert type sound as loud as the phone can make it. If it happens again, I will find and maybe charge. Fined for, charged with what exactly? Calling emergency services as a joke is illegal. But this particular case doesn't even seem negligent since you could reasonably expect it to not automatically make an emergency call without clearly and loudly alerting you. On the bright side, at least you know the EMS function works.